When was the last time you felt joy?
As a child, we have had fun whenever and wherever, but life has gotten in the way and taken away all of our joy with responsibility, work, and fatigue. How do we get it back?
As a health coach and a wellness coach, we ask the questions so you get the answers. Let's get started as we ask.
Wait, what?
Hi, Leah.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Good. It's summer officially in my house, and we're ready for it, so.
Yeah, that's your joyful season.
I already
It's your
walked
birthday.
today. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, we already went for a walk. It was great.
Wow.
So I'm ready.
Nice.
Anyway.
I didn't do any of that yet.
So let me just tell you right now that I have no idea what my call to action was. Do you remember what yours was?
I did. I do. Mine was to sit down and eat whenever I was eating. And it was, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
And so I think for me, it was good because it helped me to curb my snacks, and it helped me to say, oh, I caught myself several times like, oh, I'm not supposed to be standing. I stand and eat a lot more than I thought I did.
Mm-hmm.
I taste something. And, we have this thing in my house. I'm supposed to taste the food that I'm cooking to make sure that it's okay. So I stand and I taste because I'm cooking. Or, like if I'm running around and I need a quick bite, I'm standing. And I do a lot of standing and eating. And I didn't realize. I thought, oh, yeah, I'm great. Oh, this won't be a problem. It was hard. It was hard, but it was like, I have some bad habits I need to break. So then I would say, okay, I need to sit down, because sitting down and eating is actually better for digestion. And it also made me more mindful of what I was eating. So it reduced my snacks, because I'm like, I don't have time to sit down and eat a snack. So
I'm going to do a deep dive into positions when you eat, because let me tell you, when I sit on the couch and eat something, I feel like I'm more inclined to get heartburn than when I sit at the kitchen table or when I stand.
I wonder if it's because you're not chewing as much.
I actually feel like it's how I sit on the couch. And I feel like, I know this is going to sound weird, like I feel like my legs are like more up and like everything may be pushed, and there's not enough room for everything to go. I'm totally just spitballing here. I have no idea if there's any truth to this, but I've noticed that there are certain things I can eat on the couch and I get heartburn from. But I'm like, if I eat standing up, I don't.
No, that makes sense.
Excuse me.
We should talk about that. I think it's really curious.
In my jobs, I notice I have to eat standing up. Like there's no chairs even around. And even this summer, my daughter and I are catering, and we can eat, but we aren't allowed to sit down and eat. We have to stand and eat.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like, what do we do? What do you do?
Yeah. You don't have a choice.
No. So I would love to do some deep dive into positions. I don't even know if that's a thing.
It probably is. Because I noticed it made me slow down. When I sat down, I was like slower. Yeah. I was chewing. I'm like, I have to sit down.
But do you burn more calories standing while eating?
Honestly, I don't know the answer to that. But the one thing that I do know, which I've said this probably a few times now, is when you sit down and you take a deep breath, your brain gets triggered into saying, okay, now everybody relax. It's time for the digestion to turn on, and let's focus on digestion. So
I'm going to do an episode on this. This might be a really good topic.
All right, let's do that.
Right. Anyway,
so I think I was about 60% successful.
Okay. I think I remember now, mine was to work on my abs and stretches. And I think we haven't recorded for 2 weeks. First week was amazing, and the second week has not been. And I've identified why. Mm-hmm. And it's going to sound so stupid on a baseline level. And then you're going to tell me, no, that doesn't sound stupid. This past week, I've had more stress than before. And that's why I haven't done it. And I can tell you right now, I've been sitting on the couch 3 nights in a row going, I should just get on the floor and do them. And I don't give an F, because I just don't. That's how my stress level is. It sounds so stupid because I should do them. It might help with my stress. But I just don't have that care. You know what I mean?
Yes. But there are moments in life when the stress is so overwhelming that it almost paralyzes you.
Yeah.
And I should get up and I should do this and I should, the whole should list. But you have to deal with the stress. There's no way around it. No way.
But that would help the stress, right?
Yeah, but I was talking to my daughter and she said she's having a period of stress right now. And she said the things that I'm supposed to do to relieve the stress, I don't have time to do, or I don't have space to do, or capacity to do like the working and the eating well and the sleeping well. I don't have space to do that. How
Right.
am I supposed to relieve my stress when I don't have the space to relieve the stress?
Well, yeah. I have the time. I don't have like, I think you said the word capacity, which was huge. Like, I
Yes,
don't have the
yes,
capacity to do it.
no. And that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And it'll come. Once the stress ebbs a little bit, it'll come.
I hope. Because I do
I,
enjoy it. I
yeah,
enjoy it. I enjoy laying on the floor and doing stretches and stuff. So, anyway, that's it. All right. Is it my turn to do I love?
I think so.
All right. So, I'm going with a couple weeks ago. Remember, I shared my brand called Good Molecules and it helped my scar?
Yeah.
It's the same brand and it's, again, Good Molecules, but it is their face wash. It's a good size tube. It's like 7 ounces. The tube is as big as long as my face. So, it's a good
Wow.
size. Anyway, and it's only $12, which for a good face wash, I don't think is bad. Do you?
No, it isn't. No.
It's vegan and it gets 100 out of 100 on the Yucca app, which is pretty darn impossible.
I don't think I've ever seen 100.
If you scan products on the Yucca app, food and or products, it's extremely hard to get it. It's an hydrating face cleansing gel. It's gentle cleanser. We love it. Me, my daughter, and my son, we are all using it. So it's lasted a while. Morning and night we're using it. We absolutely love it. It leaves your face feeling like so refreshed. It does not have a stinky smell or a strong scent. So I think that's key because anytime you're having men and women use something, it's really hard to find a scent that you all
Yes.
agree on. Because
Yes.
if it's too fruity, my son doesn't like it. If it's too masculine, my daughter doesn't like it. It is a perfect product. We love
Is
it.
it like a neutral smell?
Very neutral. And it's at Target. I
Okay.
actually don't think it has a smell. My daughter says it's a very neutral smell.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Target. Good Molecules is the brand. I highly recommend it.
I went to go look for that. It was a little bit hard to find. So you just have to really be
Yeah,
patient and
why?
look. I don't know.
It used to have this little end cap and now it's moved. So now I got to go back and get more. And the toner, because we love the toner too.
I had to walk up and down the aisle 4 or 5 times to look. And I was
We
like,
couldn't even find the toner. We found it randomly in another section. So I
I
might
don't.
just order it on their website.
Oh, that's a good
You know what
idea.
I mean? I might just
Yeah,
go straight
yeah.
to the Target.com, order it, get it mailed to me, be done with it.
There you go. That's the easiest. I also wanted to mention for people who don't know the yucca, how do you say it? What's the proper way?
YUKA, little carrot icon.
It's an app that's free that you can use to scan food and, like you said, products, shampoo, conditioner, lotion, makeup, and it gives you a rating based on certain factors, whether it has chemicals or if it's food, whether it has a lot of sugar or fat or sodium. It'll tell you why, and it sometimes gives you alternatives of what to buy if a product is not good. So it's a good way to sort of gauge, should I buy this or not? I'm kind of confused.
I will tell you the number one thing that I like scanning for shampoos and conditioners and body stuff is it tells you if anything in it is an endocrine or
Endocrine
hormone
disruptor.
disruptor. And
Yeah.
I have two teenagers and I don't want anything disrupting their hormones or their
Yeah.
endocrine whole system right now. I think that long term it could have fertility stuff. Who knows? I'm just saying, like, I
Yeah.
don't want to buy that for teenagers.
I agree.
For myself as well, but honestly, if I'm being frank, it's mainly for them. I don't want them putting anything on their body that is like they eat enough crap that has chemicals in it. I don't want them to put something on their body. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I agree. I totally agree.
So
For our families, we'd be willing to do anything. And this app is free. So
it's free.
I would say go
Yeah.
get it.
There is a paid version. I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah. I
They're
don't,
not
well,
paid.
there's other details it gives you, but you don't really need it.
No,
You're
it's not
right.
necessary.
You're right.
All right. We
Okay.
jumping in?
We're jumping in.
You started?
So I started to tell you this story. So we were, this topic came to me in many different ways. Okay. We were in a line somewhere to do something touristy, and we were watching these two little girls, very cute, very styled and dolled up and like adorable. And they had no toys with them. And they were wearing their cool sunglasses and their fancy jeans. And they were laughing and joking and like being silly like little kids do. Maybe 3 years old, maybe even if that. And they were playing with the rope and they were playing with each other and then they were laughing and They had nothing with them. No toys, no devices, nothing. And I thought, how wonderful to have that happiness in that moment
Yeah.
and to just feel that joy.
And they don't know
And
anything other than that at that moment.
yes.
They don't
And
know you're
even
bored and annoyed standing in line.
yes, yes.
Or if
And
they
we're
do,
like, oh
care.
my God, the line is so long. The line
Right.
is so long. They were just entertaining themselves. They entertained all the rest of us around them because they were so cute. But I was thinking, when was the last time we felt that? As adults, we've lost some of that joie de vivre, I guess. You know,
That's
that
fancy.
the French, the like joy of life. We've lost it. I mean, what did you do for fun as a kid?
Oh God, we swam and we rode our bikes and we played with Barbies all the time.
And you were happy, right?
Oh yeah. With my sisters,
Yeah.
yes. My
Yeah.
cousins and sisters, yeah.
That's how it was. We didn't have to worry about cooking dinner. We didn't have to worry about buying groceries. We just played. And then your parents would call you for dinner, you'd go eat, and then you'd clean up and then go back and play or do your homework or whatever. Or even we hurried up to do our homework so we could go play.
Mm-hmm. We
You know
play.
that we played.
What
And
would you like to play right now if you could play?
if I could play,
Yeah.
my play probably has changed, but I love playing board games. I love
Okay.
playing board games. Like anything, Taboo, Pictionary. We have this game called Drunk, Stupid, Stoned. It's so fun. It's so fun.
Oh, I'm gonna write that down.
It's such a like silly nothing game. We changed the rules a little bit because their rules didn't make sense. I was like, I could play a game anytime, and it has to be with people who are into playing and who are like loud and
And fun.
competitive, and
Right.
it's fun. It's just fun to me. To me, then now that's what I would want to do.
Okay. Okay.
What would you
I don't know what I would play. I don't know.
That's I think where the problem is
Yeah,
for a
I do
lot of
too.
people.
I think so too. I think that I have a big problem with this topic. I think that after doing some research on it, I realized that I really need to work on this.
Hmm.
Like, this is probably worse. This is probably one of my worst qualities. Is it a quality?
No.
What would it be? I don't know. It's one of the things that is I fail at the most. If I was a report card and it was food, nutrition, exercise, diet, positivity, da da da, like all down the road, I would get an F in the joy category.
Hmm. I think you're not alone though. It's such an important thing for why are we talking about this?
Yeah,
We're
why?
gonna get
Let's
into
do
we're
that
gonna
right.
get do that right now. Okay.
Yeah,
I
let's do
think
it.
the figuring out the why is very important because it's definitely connected to our health. Studies have shown happy people tend to have lower heart rates and lower blood pressure, which
Hmm.
are crucial for heart health. So being happy, being joyful is not just a behavior. It's actually connected to your health.
Yeah, go a step farther with that. It lowers your blood pressure and it reduces your risk of heart disease.
Yes.
Like, it
Yes.
promotes your circulation, being happy and joyful. You
Yes.
know?
Yes. Feeling happy can make you less susceptible to getting sick. Positive emotions can boost your immune system.
Yep. Wait, what I found was interesting is that in feeling joy enhances activity of natural killer cells, which are key in fighting infections. So it like actually enhances that activity of the ones that are like the killers in your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes them go crazy and like more like prone to getting that. And I think that the joy part is huge here. So let me back up and say, like, I think I went down a rabbit hole of like, well, I'm a happy person. And I looked up the difference and of positivity. And positivity is a mindset. It's your way of thinking. And joy is a specific emotion. And I don't think I feel that emotion.
Mm, I see. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I
I know
want to
so many
explore that so
people that
much.
are super positive, but are they joyful? And there's a difference. And I
Well,
didn't know
so
that.
before you get into it, I think we'll see if I'm right, but I think when you're positive, is the director for your emotions. When you're like, look, everything's going to be great, everything's good, everything's happy, that leads you to the emotion will follow. But if you're, let's just say, if you're a negative person, negative emotions will follow, negative actions will follow, negative outcomes will follow. I think the positivity is like a director traffic director.
Okay, wait. Okay, go on. Give me this analogy. I'm loving it.
So, like, if you know people who are like, oh my God, things never work out for me. This is just awful. Why are we doing this? This doesn't make any sense. Those people will always get their food order wrong. Those people will always get stuck in traffic.
They
Those
do
people,
always get their food order wrong.
I'm telling you that the negativity leads to negative outcomes
Okay.
and negative emotions. And I think when you're positive, you're like, it's going to work out. Oh, we're stuck in traffic. It's not a big deal.
Right.
We'll be there soon. We'll be there late. I'll just message. Leads to positive outcomes. And then leads to positive emotions. That's my theory. What did you find?
Still a difference in joy.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That leads to the emotion, which is joy.
Right. And I think that maybe it's the stage of life that I'm in at this point. I do a lot of things that make me so happy that I feel happy. But feeling joy is something that you feel on a personal level. It's something that you want to do, that you feel. And I think at my stage, nothing is about me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's about making sure that we're all doing things that make us all happy, that makes us all pleased. Nothing is about bringing myself joy right now.
So even the example of you using that face wash, you're thinking about your son, you're thinking about your daughter, you're not just thinking about you.
Right. I wanted to make sure all of us enjoyed it because it sounds cheap, but I'm not buying 3 different face washes.
Of course, especially when you're trying it out.
Right? Yeah. Got enough 3 different things in this house to buy. So you're right. I love it and it makes me happy, but is it specifically bringing me joy? I mean, yeah, but not really. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think there's a difference between happiness and joy?
I didn't until today. I do.
What's the difference, you think?
I don't know. I have to do a deep dive into that.
Mm.
Do you think there is?
I think to me, it's the same thing because they're both emotions, right? To me, I would equate them.
Well, I guess I want to do a deeper dive into that because I feel like things make me happy, but does it bring me... Maybe they do. Maybe you're right.
Like if I'm happy, I would count that as being joyful.
True.
Because then I'm a little, for lack of a better word, giddy or, like I have more energy, more motivation, or just whatever.
Okay, wait. I just did a quick Google search. Okay. Joy is a deeper, more internal state of being, associated with a sense of contentment and fulfillment. Happiness is more fleeting and external, stemming from a positive event or circumstance. I don't understand any of that because I just read it.
I don't either. I was going to ask you to tell me what it meant.
I don't know. Well, anyway. All right, so let's go on. Are there any other whys to joy and happiness?
Yes, there's a few more.
All right, tell me more.
It can influence how much pain you feel.
What? What do you mean?
If you are happy or joyful, let's just put happy in there right now, okay?
Okay.
If you're happy, it can influence how much pain you feel in terms of, like, if you get cut or if you run into something. Obviously, it still hurts, but maybe it won't be as bad. It lowers your stress levels. So when you're happy, your body produces less cortisol.
Yes.
Less stress.
I read that. Wait, there might be more to that. Hold on. Well, chronic stress... If you're somebody with chronic stress, it triggers your cortisol, right? All the time. So, and joy and laughter reduce your cortisol levels. I didn't know that.
Yes.
I didn't know that it actually reduces the levels of cortisol in your body if you laugh and you are joyful.
And we've talked about this a lot, but just a quick little, when you have too much cortisol, we need cortisol to stay alive. It's very important for us. But when you have too much, you can't sleep, you don't have good digestion, you feel very grumpy, just like everything doesn't work properly.
Right.
So it's really, really important for our health, for our weight, for everything to lower that stress.
Yeah. There's
happy
a stupid statistic like people that watch kitty cat and puppy videos are like 10 times more happier. I feel like there's a statistic and I think about it and it's because they laugh at these silly videos.
You're gonna laugh at me. I have on TikTok, I don't know how this found me, but I am so happy for it. I have started watching like horse and cow videos with their little babies. It brings me so much joy. Really? I cannot even tell you. Yeah, they're like little babies being born or trying to find their mom. Sometimes if the mom's not receptive, I have so many of these videos that because they show up because you watch them.
Do you want to know which ones I love? I
Which
love the
ones?
ones where the wives are pranking their husbands and they're like, they're both sitting on like, and they scare them. I like the ones where they're scaring their husbands, and I love them, and they make me laugh so hard.
That's what we need. We need to laugh and we
They
need
make
joy.
me laugh so hard. They're scaring the hell out of their spouse, and I just love it.
I can't imagine you doing that.
Scaring my spouse or watching these videos because it just makes me happy. It makes me
Scaring your
joy.
spouse.
It brings me joy.
That's so funny. Good. Good. I'm glad you have something.
I know, right?
Happy people are more likely to engage in physical activity and choose healthier foods.
Yeah, I can see that. I think that was a statement we always said: happy people make healthier choices.
I first heard that from you.
Oh, really?
I was so struck by it. I wrote it down. I'm like, that's brilliant. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I didn't come up with it, but it is
You
true.
can take credit. It's fine.
It is true. And if you think about people that aren't happy, what are they putting in their body?
Yeah, of course. We all do it when we're in a depressed mood. We don't want to eat a salad or we don't want
No.
to eat beautiful vegetables or fruit. We want to eat the chips and the cookies and
Yeah.
of course.
Right.
Happiness enhances emotional resilience to navigate through tough times easier.
Emotional. Say that again. Happiness.
Emotional resilience. So
Okay.
when you have stress, if you're generally a joyful person, it's going to be easier for you to get through that hard time because you're going to bounce back a little better. And overall, better life satisfaction if you're a happy person.
Oh, I have one more.
Oh, yeah?
And you're going to not be surprised by this one that I found. It improves your sleep quality.
Yeah.
Because positive emotions calm the mind, making it easier to fall asleep.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Right?
Yeah. Think about the nights when you can't sleep. You're like, I don't know what's wrong. Why was it? And then you're like looking at the clock and you're like, man, this thing and that thing. And then your whole night's gone.
Yeah, and also think about those days when you just get to bed and you put your head on the pillow and you fall asleep. It's probably from doing things that were so much fun throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not always,
Yes.
but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you just had so much happiness and joy, and you just fell into bed because you were exhausted from your day.
Yes, I totally agree. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a great one. You know, I've been doing these 10,000 steps this past month.
How did it go?
It went great. I did it for the 31 days. I'm still doing it, and today is June 5th. I'm still hitting my 10,000 steps. Some moments are like, oh gosh, I have to get up and walk because it's like I'm almost there. But the one thing that I did notice is that I was going to bed tired. And I think that walking increased my endorphins, made me a little happier. It made me fatigued. It made me sleep better.
It's a trickle down.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So
Where are we going next?
I was going to say, do you know how to find what brings you joy?
Well, I was also thinking about this. Like, as a kid, it doesn't take much for you to figure out what you like and what you don't like, right? You play, you're like, oh, this is fun. Or you play, my mom put us in flag football. I hated it. I'm like, I'm never doing this again. But there were other things that were like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. Or we got a hand-me-down Barbie boat, creating the big boat.
Heck yeah, yeah. The Barbie cruise ship.
Yes, the cruise ship. Oh my God, that was the best thing ever. We had so much fun with that. It doesn't take much to have fun.
Well,
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Even when I got my first car, I was it was in college, but I had gotten a Buick Skylark. I don't even know if you know what kind of car that is, but it was giant. My parents bought it from a friend, so it was, obviously secondhand. But
Right.
I was like, I have my independence. I have a
It's
car.
such a good feeling.
I don't care. It had red seats, and it was huge. I didn't care. I didn't care.
That's such a joyful feeling.
Joy, complete joy.
Complete joy. Without
Yes.
it, yeah. That first time you get to drive by yourself somewhere and you're like, oh, nobody's in, like, that's a great feeling. Gosh, I don't know. A long time from that feeling,
Do you have hobbies that you like to do?
I don't know. And I think we've talked about this before. Like, I have things I enjoy doing, and I feel like it's an excuse, but is there a time in your life when you just don't have time to do your own hobbies?
Yeah, I think you're in it completely. I mean, people always say that you're busy when your kids are small. You're busy when your kids are in high school. There's
Yeah.
nothing like it.
It's just, there's no time. And if there is time, I just want to do nothing. Okay, so let me tell you what I love to do more than anything. I love to sit outside in the sun on a blanket or in a chair with a book, with nothing, with the music. I just like to enjoy the sun. Okay.
Mm.
So in the winter, let me put it this way: for 9 months, I don't have a hobby. For 9 months, there's not much that brings me quote unquote joy. You know what I mean?
Because we live in a place that doesn't have much
There's no
sun.
sun, so
Yeah.
that makes it difficult. So I guess I have to find things that bring me joy.
Yeah, I think a lot of people struggle with this because, the way I see it is you're a kid and you play and then you go to college and then you don't really have a lot of time, but you're still independent. You're partying, you're having fun that way. You're still finding pockets of joy. And then you go into the working world and then you're on to the 9 to 5 or 10 to 8 or whatever hours, crazy hours kids are working these days. You're so tired. Even if you had a hobby, you're like, I need to eat some food and then I need to go to bed because
Yeah.
I'm tired. And then you have a family and you have responsibilities and that overwhelms you. And then you're like, I don't have time for me at all. Forget it. I'm not putting myself on this list because I don't have time.
Right.
And then by the time you know it, you've forgotten what you like.
That's exactly where I'm at. So I kind of quickly made a list of things that bring me joy. Because that's the first step to identify what brings you joy is to like brain dump, set a timer for 5 minutes, don't censor yourself, and write a list of just things that bring you joy. Like just a list, go down the list, write things. Okay. There was some great examples, like even something small as scented candles or a soap that you buy because you like the smell of it.
Hmm.
I don't do because nobody likes the same smell I like. You know what I mean? Like there are things that happen in life.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And then make another list of things from your childhood that brought you joy.
Yes.
Okay. Then the third step is make a list of things that you're curious about. So this whole activity takes 20 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. What are you curious about? Things that you're interested in learning more about. And the fourth one is, what would your dream day look like?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see that movie Yes Day?
No.
It's such a cute movie on Netflix. Yes Day's with Jennifer Garner, I think. The one that used to be married to Ben Affleck.
Yeah, yeah.
The cutest movie. Like she lets her kids have a yes day and they do whatever they want for that day. Well, I mean,
Oh
obviously
my God.
within reasons, but it's like, what would you do if you had a yes day?
Oh my gosh. I would go for a really beautiful hike.
Really? Okay. I'm not, no
Yeah.
judging, no judging.
A little bit judging.
No, okay, this is ridiculous. If you told me I could do anything for a day, I would have someone come and clean my bathrooms. I love a clean bathroom. They're never
Mm-hmm.
clean, but that would just be so nice to walk in a bathroom and look around and be like, I didn't clean it. Somebody cleaned my bathroom.
Yes.
That's that would bring me so much joy.
Your birthday's coming up,
I
maybe.
know, but like clean bathroom. Oh, I love
Yes.
that feeling.
I agree. For me, okay, this also is along the same lines. When I wash my sheets and I
Oh,
get into bed.
that first, that is such a joyful feeling when you
Yeah.
get
And
in.
they smell a little bit like fabric. I know fabric softeners aren't good for you, but it's that smell is like
And they're
so good.
crisp and they're tight on the bed.
Yes.
That's good. See, now these are adult joys.
Yes, I agree. Or a clean sink. You're like, oh, somebody did the dishes. That's so
Joy,
nice.
adult joy is different than kid joy. I know ice cream brings me so much joy.
Yeah. Well, ice cream brings me pain also, so I cannot have it.
Yeah. My first coffee in the morning brings me so much
Yes.
joy.
Yes.
I
I
love it.
agree.
I look forward to it. I plan around it. It's just, that is joy. Now, there are some people that drink coffee all day. I'm not one of those, but that first cup brings me joy.
I agree.
I feel
The
calm.
first one tastes the best.
Yes. Yep. Nothing like it.
And if you drink it like with a moment of like peace and quiet, then you're like enjoy it even more.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like there's some people that always forget where they put their cup of coffee. That isn't me. Because I hold it and enjoy the whole,
Or people who have it sitting around, they can still drink it cold in
and
a
they put it in
way.
the microwave 15 times. Not me. I want to
No.
enjoy that whole cup.
Yep. Yep. And I'm also thinking about this before we get into how to figure out your joy.
Yeah.
Is I think as an adult, if you were to ask me, I would probably go to food as joy. Like if you asked me my perfect day, I was going to say have ice cream for lunch. That is a joy, but in my mind, it should be a little bit outside of the food. Yes, if like I'm cooking dinner with my family and we're laughing and we're joking around. That's fun.
Yeah.
Or we're eating a meal together. That's really fun to me. I personally, I'm not saying this for everybody. I personally want to take the joy away from
Okay.
the experience, yes. But the
You know,
food,
I made a list one of probably 10 things, and the only food item on it is ice cream. And I'm really proud of myself for that.
you made a list of things that are bring you
I
joy?
set a timer for 5 minutes and I just wrote down things that bring me joy.
Can you read it or no?
I think there's actually 12 things on here. All right, my first thing, things that bring me joy is running water, like the shower running or a waterfall. Alligators, you know that. Massages, foot massages, a clean bathroom, reading, sitting in the sun, being on a beach, swimming with my kids, sitting by the pool, ice cream, watching rom-coms, funny sitcoms, or husband-wife prank videos. My first AM coffee and stretching. One thing was food on that whole list.
Such a good list. I
Right?
heard it and it made me joyful.
Like that is interesting that not one thing really was like it wasn't like pizza. It wasn't like going out to eat. Like, you know?
You know something else that brings me joy? There's two things. One is seeing little children laugh. Oh my
Yeah.
God, it's the best sound in the whole world. And the second is if I have family members that I'm watching and they're having a good time.
Oh, that is a good feeling.
I just get like this euphoria. Just, I don't know how to
Watching,
explain it.
yeah, that's what I wrote
Yeah.
down. Watching my kids swim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If my family members are laughing and making jokes and they're playing around, I just get so happy just watching it.
I can't tell you how many times I've videoed my kids laughing and joking with each other.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I agree.
That's joy.
Yes, definitely.
All
So
right,
we have more than we think,
we
actually.
do. We
Yeah.
do. I guess I get stuck in the weeds when it comes to like defining like is it a hobby? Is it not like what? But I don't need to. I can just
No.
decide what's a hobby for myself.
Well, and maybe it has to be simpler than that. We have this list of make a list of your hobbies and practice gratitude. We have the list, okay?
Mhm.
But maybe it's moments in your day. Like you made that list. That's part of your day, part of your life. Those are things that actually can make you joyful.
Right. All of those things I think of and I get joyful.
Yeah. All right, so let's go through the list in case somebody wants to work on this.
Okay.
What do you have first?
Explore new hobbies and activities.
Is there something that you want to do or learn?
I want to go on, even more so lately. I want to go on one of those airboat alligator tours so bad. So
Really?
bad. So bad. I want to go on one.
Well, we don't have alligators up here. You have to go
No.
somewhere else
I know
to
I
do
want to go
that.
so bad. But that's something that is something that I definitely want to explore and do. Do you have something?
I did actually try to look it up. I did not find it in our area, but I really want to take belly dancing classes.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me that
I
before.
can't find one. So if anybody knows of one, please let me know because I really want to do it. And I have people who want to do it with me.
I would do it with you. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, I really want to learn. And I don't want to learn from YouTube. I want to learn from an actual teacher.
Okay. Oh, this shouldn't be that hard to find.
I know. I need to just start asking around.
How fun that we should do that this summer, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
learning something new. I have tried to learn the piano
Yeah.
and I don't know how to play the piano at all. I found it work. I didn't find joy in it.
That's I understand that. There's some people, my sister and I both took piano lessons forever, and I lasted a lot longer because I enjoyed it and she didn't.
Yeah.
She was better at it, but she didn't enjoy it.
Yeah. It's like learning a new language to
Right.
me. Well,
Go ahead. What do you got?
I just have hobbies, play, do things you love, practice gratitude, set attainable goals. And then there was this other one, which I thought was actually really good, this category of connecting with others.
Yeah.
I think this is a category that resonated with me because this brings me a lot of joy. When I have a good conversation with somebody, when I have had, like, I've helped them or I've connected with them or, we've connected with each other, it makes me feel really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this category is, I think I say this, is surround yourself with positive people. So the way I pictured it is we have a bowl in our kitchen right now of clementines.
Okay.
And some person did not buy a good bag.
I'm not going to say anything, but those are hard to pick out. Go on.
Okay, those are hard to pick out because they distract you with the orange net, whatever.
Yes.
And there were some bad ones. So I kept picking them out because I'm like, if I don't pick out the bad ones, it's going to ruin the whole rest of the
spread.
bunch.
Right. I don't even
That's
know
the
if
way
that's
it is with people. If you have one negative person in your bunch, they're going to bring you the whole group down. And you're like, no. So you have to have positivity around you. Connecting with nature, volunteering, and helping others. This one is a great one.
by the way, side note, yes, I saw that the whole connecting with nature one too is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that sometimes we forget to do that. Anyway, volunteering.
Yeah. I used to volunteer a lot. And, obviously as an adult, you have to have a job. So you have to earn money to live. But volunteering, when you have the space to do it, it's so rewarding. And it helps people. And it helps if you do it it helps animals, whatever you like.
I can tell you that I volunteered at the father-daughter dance this past year at my school.
Oh, yeah?
It was the most joyful thing ever. These girls, these little elementary students come in and they are just so proud of how beautiful they are. They're so proud of their dad or
Oh,
their grandpa or their male figure in their life that they brought in. And I'm getting goosebumps right now. It was the most wonderful event that I volunteer for. It's
that's
just
so
beautiful.
nice.
It's just so beautiful, these little girls, and they just look so. They're like they have a little purse, some of them, and they have a little like shawl, and it's just beautiful. You're right. Volunteering can bring you joy.
Yeah, because you get to see people being happy or whatever,
Yeah.
just it's nice. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
What else did you find?
Be patient. It was one thing that I found. It's a journey and that you can't just find something like today and be like, oh, that brought me joy. You have to be patient with it. I think self-care, which is hard. Did we talk about
Yeah,
self-care? Like that's
not,
something that can bring you joy if you're patient enough to do it.
yeah.
But I think
I believe in that. I love self-care.
I know, I think, but all in all, like, I think it's just something that you have to be kind to yourself about, and you're not going to always find things that bring you joy, and that's okay, but keep going.
Well, in terms of self-care, it made me think I got a pedicure and my feet were not looking pretty at all. But I got a pedicure, so every time I see the nail polish, I'm like, ooh, that makes me happy.
You're right, because I loved when my feet were all beautiful. I'm gonna have to schedule one because I loved it. It was such a good feeling when you look down at your toes and they're all painted and they all look beautiful.
Yes.
It's a good feeling.
And your feet are smooth and
Yeah.
it's nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to book that. Yeah.
Adult joys.
There needs to be a whole post on just adult joy.
We should each make a list.
Okay.
You made your list.
I made
I
a
should need
list.
to make. I made my. I need to.
And I'm sure there's even more on there, but so.
And I have to make sure that I don't put food ones on there because I'm like
Well, I
chocolate melting on
no,
my.
and actually would challenge you to not do that. Just set a timer and write anything that brings you joy and see what it is. Because it might not, I didn't do that. I didn't put a rule to it. I just did anything that brings you joy.
Fair. That's a fair point. Fair point.
Because if food does bring you joy, that's okay too.
I like when people eat the food that I've made. It
That
brings
brings
me
you
joy.
joy. There you go.
It's weird. I
But I
know.
wonder, like, obviously don't do this today because you might be influenced by this podcast episode. But like making a list of things that bring you joy that just set a timer and go. It might not be anything food related.
Maybe I'll make everybody. We're going on a family trip. Maybe I'll make everybody do that
It would be
exercise.
fun.
Yeah,
I would love for you to do that and see.
I'm gonna try to do it.
That's a good thing to do.
I know some people will be like, "I'm not doing this," but maybe.
Why? But like, okay, let me back up and let me go on a rant right here real quick. Because I know people that would be like that too. Why? What is it hurting you to take a minute out of your 5 minutes to do this? Are you self-conscious? That's like where I'm going. Like, if they're not willing to do it, I think they're self-conscious. They don't want to share what brings them joy. Or are you just that unjoyful that you can't think of anything?
Yes,
Like, what is the big deal? Like,
they're
what?
the bad orange in the bunch.
They're the bad.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's the truth.
But I think everybody can benefit from this exercise. I think knowing what brings you joy is so important. So then you can focus on those things. And when you have more joy, you have better health.
Well, also, as from a family standpoint or a friend standpoint, you can learn about other people. Like, oh, I didn't know that brings you joy.
That's a good point.
Like, let's do that. I like that too. That's cool. I would do that. Like, do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, maybe my family would love watching husband and wife prank videos, and we could all laugh about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. That would be fun. I would want to watch you watching it because you'd be
oh
dying
my
laughing.
God, I love it so much. Anyway,
Well,
all right. What's your call to
is
action?
it, boy, you go first. I don't have one yet.
I'm going with my stretching. Does that? I'm so sorry. I keep dropping my water bottle. That brings me joy.
Okay.
Stretching brings me joy. I love it. I love the way I feel before and after. So I'm going with stretching at the end of the day.
All right. I think I'm going to keep my established things that I'm trying to do, which is either 10,000 steps or 45 minutes of exercise.
Okay.
But I want to go in a different direction for my call to action.
Okay. What do you mean?
I want to try to find a belly dancing class
Okay.
if I can. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'll tell you, a good way to do it is go on Instagram, type in belly dancing Cleveland, and you'll find that's how I find anything I want to look up.
That's genius.
Like when I wanted to learn how to learn about pelvic floor, I did pelvic floor Cleveland and it came up. Or same with the lymphatic massage.
Okay.
Anything I do on Instagram and then you just search, but you have to put Cleveland in there.
Okay. I like this. I'm going to do that.
Right.
That's going to be my CTA this week. Is find a belly dancing class.
All right, and then we'll do it. We'll sign up for it.
All right.
Perfect.
Have a good week.
All right, see you later.